All right, Susan, it's good to see you. Susan was in the last training. She just got her certificate. That's pretty exciting.
Thank you. When did you get it? Well, I
She just got it. It was just handed to her.
Yeah, I've been with the instructor.
So Taj and I, yeah, we just met, but yeah, I'm Dave Mason. My spiritual name's Kirpal Harprem Singh. I started teaching Kundalini yoga about 6.5 years ago. I've been doing it about 7.5. And it was sort of, I think fate brought me to it. I was going through just a terrible divorce. What I did not expect to get was severe depression, anxiety, and panic attacks. So it was, I wouldn't wish that upon anybody. It was probably the most amount of suffering I've ever done in my entire life. It was unimaginable. And I was unprepared for, dealing with, my nervous system. So I didn't realize I even had a nervous system till I started doing this practice. And that there's actually, we can use this technology to, I don't want to say control, but learn how to work with the storms that, go on in our life. And I guess I'm kind of a biohacker in a way, because I would test the Kundalini yoga out in different ways. So I would have panic attacks that would last for days. I mean, literally, I'd get to sleep, and I'd have a thought and would just start, and it would just go all day, all night. And I taught myself, I would just go to Kundalini yoga class and just be miserable. I mean, I would be miserable, and by the end of the class, I could completely alter, how my nervous system was operating, my magnetic field, my outlook, my mood. So it's like, oh, okay, because I had no access really to anything, and I knew that I could heal. The first class I did, I knew this was the pathway to heal my nervous system. I never looked back, and I guess I'm known for, I don't know how out there I am, but I do get referrals to I don't, it's not something I do for a living, but, I hook people up with resources and I'll have them over. I've done a lot of one-on-ones with people to show them, the tools and techniques that we're learning in here. Which is why I wanted to do teacher training. I never had any desire to sit up here. I guess I was called to it in a way, but the first step for me was to be, a teacher to myself. So I knew I had to heal myself before I could be, of any value out in society. And I'd like to think, the depths of the suffering I went through, are now helping other people. I currently have one person that I'm coaching who came up to me. Actually, it was that I left on Sunday at the last weekend to play a memorial, and somebody came. They saw that I had the gong, and they can you help me? I was all dressed, and I just went straight. I didn't even change. And so I'm working with her, and she's doing really well. But people really respond well. I've never had anyone that did not get some sort of take some sort of ground in really having some access and some facility to managing the nervous system. So what was I going to say about that? So yeah, today's Kriya. Oh, I know what it was also. So one of my therapists gave me, there was a book by Dr. David Berceli, and his whole thing was about trauma and how the energy, is stored in the nervous system. So I had done enough training in here where it, kind of made sense to me, because I could feel that energy in my body, when it was flowing in a negative way, what was that? So it really gave me some more grounding. He did a study in Beirut when Assad's regime, they were bombing their own people. His theory was that the adults would be the ones that wouldn't get the PSD, and it would be the kids. And it was opposite. So what he found was that, when there were bombings, really scary things going on, the kids, they would shake and they would shake off, that trauma, that energy, but the adults would hang on to the energy, and they were the ones that got the PTSD. So, in our society, it doesn't, like when you're doing a speech, you might get nervous and shake. And I might be the only one that does that. You're actually shaking off that nervous energy. So, I would have experiences. I didn't know what it was, but once I started getting more grounded and, getting more insight into what was happening with my own nervous system, I was able to start flowing that energy out, and just allowing myself to shake, because I would shake sometimes during certain things in Kundalini yoga, and I would stop it, but not realizing that was energy. And we get a lot of, we store a lot in our hips, according to Dr. Berselli, and from my own experience, that seems to be the place where I get the most shaking. Also up in my heart area for some reason. I don't know why, but that's what I get. But I've learned to do that. I actually did that when I got here today. It was intense gong energy last night. I got home and I just felt something start moving. I knew what it was. So normally in the past, that would be something that would freak me out. But, I was able to go, okay, there's something moving out now. Not that I liked it, but I knew when I got here today, it was time to go. So I knew what to do. And I allowed myself, I don't know if anybody saw me, but I was shaking in the corner, just allowing that energy to move through. And, it just, yeah, it's hard to, I mean, just the amount of relief that, that can provide. So that's really what the opportunity for me is as a teacher, is to share that insight, because I don't know how else I would have got it other than, what I went through to get it. So, so we have a guest. He's going to be on tape, Guru Singh. We're going to listen to mantra, and then he's going to lead us into the practice. But it's about how to shift a mood. So, one of the things, if this nervous system's a little weaker, it'll produce a mood. Now, typically, for me, I have to distinguish what the mood is that I'm in order to get out of it, because I'm often in a mood. I don't realize it because it's just the way it is. So, I've taken on being a master mood shifter. And the more I can do that, the more I'm freed up, the more peaceful I am. It's kind of like, it correlates directly with the negative mind, one of the 10 bodies. So they're not supposed to be funny, but they are kind of funny when you read them out loud. But there's 7 negative moods. So let me know if you have any of these. Resignation. Nothing is going to improve this situation. It has always been this way. It will always be. There is nothing I can do to change it. I have that sometimes. Despair. Actually, I couldn't find my mood sheets. I had no idea where to find it. And I'm like, I need this for today. So I was in despair, looking for it happens that fast. So like life's over. I mean, it just takes over like that. Driving here today. What if this doesn't go well? Just like that, pops right in. So I was able to see that instead of, in the past, that would have been the rest of my day, right? So being able to see that and go, oh, thank you for sharing. No, thank you. Despair. This is a disaster approaching quickly. I don't see how anyone could prevent it. I don't know what to do next. Anyone?
Oh, yes.
Distrust. I don't believe that you really intend to fulfill the promise you made to me. All right. Do believe that you are able to fulfill the promise you made to me. Resentment. I got good at this one, especially in a divorce. You have limited my future opportunities, and it is useless to complain to you. Also, often those jerks have screwed up again, and the people in authority, they refuse to listen to our complaints. That's a good one. Confusion. I don't see what's going on here. I don't know what to do next. I don't see anything good coming out of this situation, and I don't like it. Confusion. Panic. I assess I'll never be able to keep up with all of my responsibilities if I do not work harder and faster right now. Anyone? Dea? Savick doesn't do that. Arrogance. Oh, this one's good for me. I already know what's going on here. Your comments may be interesting in a way, but if you want the real truth about the situation, then listen to me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you got that?
yeah.
Okay. So that's the moods. And then the more the more I became aware of my own body, my own energy, there was this whole other, unfortunately, I could probably talk about this for hours, but we don't have that much time. I'm just going to go over some of the cognitive distortions, because one of the things that goes with mental health and depression, people that have depression suffer from cognitive distortions, and it's distorted thinking. So they're not actually seeing what's actually happening. So there's 10 of them, and I'm just going to go through these quickly. The first one is all or nothing thinking. You see things in black and white categories. If your performance falls short, you see yourself as a total failure. So rather than, we did it 96% good, it's just all bad. Overall generalization. You see a single negative event as a never-ending pattern of defeat. Mental filter. You pick out a single negative detail and dwell on it exclusively so that your vision of all reality becomes darkened, like the drop of ink that discolors the entire beaker. Yes. Mental filter. Yeah, and I can, if you want these sheets, I have them too. So mental filter, you pick out a single negative detail and dwell on it exclusively so that your vision of all reality becomes darkened, like the drop of ink that discolors the entire beaker of water. Can you see? Yeah. And the point of me reading this is not for me to read this, but to take what I'm reading to your own life and see, okay, where do I do that? Disqualifying the positive. You reject positive experiences by insisting they don't count for some reason or another. In this way, you can maintain a negative belief that is contradicted by your everyday experiences. Now, there's a process I use when I'm working through cognitive distortions. If you're interested, just let me know and I'll show you how to process those thoughts out. So you can take the volume down from 100% to 0, or sometimes just turning the volume down on something is quite useful also. Jumping to conclusions. I never do that. You make a negative interpretation, even though there is no definitive facts convincingly to support your conclusion. And it's not just people that are depressed. Human beings in general do not make grounded assessments. They use their emotions to evaluate, do I agree or disagree? And that causes all kinds of confusion in the mind. Mind reading, you arbitrarily conclude that someone is reacting negatively to you and you don't bother to check this out. My favorite is the fortune teller. You anticipate that things will turn out badly and you feel convinced that your prediction is an already established fact. Magnification. You exaggerate the importance of things such as your goof up or someone else's achievement, or you inappropriately shrink things until they appear tiny. Your own desirable qualities or the other fellow's imperfections. This is also called the binocular trick. Most of social media is this one, emotional reasoning. You assume that your negative emotions necessarily affect the way things really are. I feel it, therefore it must be true. That's a good one. Should statements. You try to motivate yourself with shoulds and shouldn'ts. If you had to be whipped and punished before you could be expected to do anything, musts and oughts are also offenders. The emotional consequences, guilt. When you direct should statements towards others, you feel anger, frustration, and resentment. Labeling and mislabeling. This is an extreme form of overgeneralization. Instead of describing your error, you attach a negative label to yourself. I'm a loser. When someone else's behavior rubs you the wrong way, you attach a negative label to them. I've never done that. He's a goddamn louse. Mislabeling involves describing an event with language that is highly colored and emotionally loaded. Last one, personalization. You see yourself as the cause of some negative external event, which in fact you were not primarily responsible for. Okay?
You did the second to last one, just the,
Labeling and mislabeling.
oh, okay. And then there was the last one, personal.
Personalization. Do you want me to read those again? No. Okay. So I will be happy to get these to you, and also the book, you know, if you want to start working through your own thought processes, quite useful, because a lot of these conversations that we have with ourselves, they're circular. They go around and around and around. And you ever notice they're the same? He says this, then I think that, then they say this, and it's like the same thing, around and around and around. So we want to interrupt the cycle. In using this technology, because we have a lot of technology, and you see how simple it is to shift a mood. So let's go. So the moods are, and I want everybody to think of one, whether you're having it now or maybe one in the past, or that you have a familiar mood, and we're going to shift the mood just by doing the mantra. So the negative moods are resignation, despair, distrust, resentment, confusion, panic, and arrogance. Does everybody have a mood? Good. All right. So we're going to close our eyes, easy cross-legged position, and just wherever you want, lay your hands. It's a mantra. If I can find it. All right, everybody ready? So at the end, we're going to tune in, but just tune into the mantra. We're all going to do the mantra. All right, here we go. Guru Singh.
So we're going to do what the heart does when you're changing moods, because today's class is all about how to change a mood. To the mood that's going to,
What happened?
rather than hold the moment. And then at other times, a mood that's going to hold the moment rather than move the moment. And then at another time, you'll have the need to reverse the moment rather than engage the moment. So it's all about the changing of mood, which is, I've had a change of heart, you know, the expression, had a change of heart. And it's a very slight shift in the heart's rhythm. So we go, Om Namo Gurudeva, syncopation. Om Namo Gurudeva. If you were just straight ahead, you would go Om Namo Gurudeva. Om Namo Gurudeva. So we're going Om Namo Gurudeva. Om Namo Gurudeva. Om Namo Gurudeva. Don't lag. Om Namo Gurudeva. 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 Namo Gurudeva Namo. Om Namo Gurudeva Namo. Om Namo Gurudeva Namo. Very good. Om Namo Gurudeva Namo. 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 Get in the waves. Om Namo Gurudeva Namo. 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 Keep chanting, watch me. Om Namo Gurudeva Namo. Om Namo Gurudeva Namo. Like you're making bread. Om Namo Gurudeva Namo. Chapatis. Om Namo Gurudeva Namo. Om Namo Gurudeva Namo. Namo, 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 Namo. Om Namo Gurudeva Namo. Keep chanting. Om Namo Gurudeva Namo. Feel a change coming. It's a change you can manage. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Namo, Namo. 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 Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Three more times. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Namo, Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Namo, Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Namo, Namo. Inhale. Stretch your arms up. Spread your fingers wide. Stretch every fiber of your upper body. Palms together at the center. Experience the sensation of manageable change. You'll just exhale, chant into this change. Inhale deeply. Sadguru Nabhi Sri Gurudev Nabhi Adguru Nabhi Jugar Guru Nabhi Sadguru Nabhi Sri Gurudev Nabhi Adguru Nabhi Jugar Guru Nabhi Sadguru Nabhi Sri Gurudev Nabhi
Inhale. Exhale. Welcome back. How was that? Everybody got some manageable change. Yeah, when I hear that, experience the manageable change, it's in some ways you could, like when I would go through panic attacks, I was almost forcing the issue with the manageable change because I knew if I brought the tools to, what my situation was, that it would always change. So, does this work? Yes. Anybody have anything they want to share from that? No, it's good.
Really hard.
What's that?
It's really hard.
Okay. All right.
I think, like So Singh used to do, he used to do this, every Friday, he used to do a potluck. And they used to sing the songs, like the Yogi Bhajan songs. And so that brought like the community together. And I was just thinking about when you was singing, I go, man, you sound like that dude that used to sing at the potlucks. And that's what inspired me a lot about Kundalini, because there was that community that would do that. It felt like I was in the '60s movement or something. Like I always think like that movie Animal House, and there was a guy that was singing and stuff. And Jabu. But but it was cool that they were like singing all together and everybody was one.
Yeah. I play that about once a year, so today was the day.
I'm intrigued by starting with a mantra.
That brought me back to yoga was Sunday mornings, Guru Singh's class.
Yeah, that was-
Every Sunday.
yeah.
That was our church, our time with, he's my primary teacher, so
I had a feeling.
moving for me.
Yeah. Moving on. Okay, so I'm gonna say something real quick, and some people are gonna get triggered. And that's also a mood, since we're talking about moods. The Kriya for today is Nabhi Kriya for Prana and Apana. any old timers get triggered by Nabhi Kriya.
It's always gonna be hard.
Aye.
No, well, that's the cognitive distortion. I don't think this is a particularly tough Kriya, but it's quite useful for like what Dr. David Berselli, what I learned from Dr. David Berselli was like if I don't do yoga every night before I go to bed, I cannot sleep because that energy is like I can feel it running through my system. I'm someone that seems to absorb. If I don't get rid of it, it just builds and my nervous system just keeps running. So this Kriya, is excellent for, helping us get rid of that energy and get balanced again. So, people that have mental health, if you're talking to somebody, that's dealing with that, this is an excellent Kriya to give them to help them discharge and bring them into balance. So Prana, what you take in, Apana is elimination, for food. Typically it's, well, Drew would probably have a better answer than me. What you take in, you want out in 24 hours. And that also, we don't necessarily think of energy, but, some people accumulate energy and it affects their health. It's more stress, it's more anxiety. And if so people with mental health, this is an excellent Kriya. What else do I want to say about that? Yeah, just my invitation is just to pay attention to your own body and just notice, do I have any anxieties, or are there any places that have any tension? Can I see any emotion attached to that? And can I allow myself to release into that and maybe see what I can do with that. Now, how I can tell I'm releasing and what Dr. Berselli coaches people in is the involuntary shaking. So if you notice yourself and this Kriya produces tremoring and shaking, allow yourself just to go into it and have that experience and let the shaking, go through its process and do what it needs to do to eliminate. Typically, I'm just talking for myself. So, but typically, I can be unaware of it also. So if I feel it coming, it's like just to become aware of it and just allow it to happen. And then the thing I want to, for the meditation we're going to do, it's probably the single best meditation for really whatever we don't get in the Kriya, we're going to eliminate, in the meditation, because this Kriya will produce some shaking. And just anyway, we'll get to that. So it's all good. So we're gonna get started with our warm-ups. We're just gonna do some neck rolls. Chin to chest. And if you want this recording, I can get it. I can put it in a Dropbox file. All right, so drop chin to chest, and we're gonna start with the left ear. And just use the weight of the head. If you go too fast, the shoulders pop up because shoulders want to protect the head. And you can't get as deep into the exercise. People tend to store trauma in the hips, so we're going to focus on really opening up those hips. And next rotation, chin to chest, reverse. So you can go about 10% slower, just let the weight of the head do the work. And the next rotation, chin to chest, just bring up the head slowly to a neutral position. To do Sufi grinds. Pay attention to the hip flexors, because that's really what we want to get into and open up. So yawning is good. A good deep yawn, fully full belly yawn releases that tension also. Don't suppress the yawning. You can see if you can make yourself yawn. See what that feels like. So many things I was unaware of. Now in my tool chest. And next rotation, reverse. To those hips. Tissues are in the tissues. We want to open them up. Dig deep. Good yawn. I see some good yawns. Nervous system reset. Less than 16 seconds. Keep yawning.
Plan your freedom.
And last rotation, come to center. Inhale. Hold the root. Squeeze everything. Exhale, inhale. Inhale, squeeze everything, pull the root. Exhale. Last one, inhale, squeeze. Shake, shake, shake. Exhale. All right, last one. Today is good. Yeah, this one for this one. We're gonna do the chair. We're gonna do the chair. However, different intention we're gonna do. We really want to get into the hip flexors. I use a wider stance. And I actually want to get. I really want it. I'll go from side to side. I really want to start to feel shaking in the thighs. I'll feel it in the hips, buttocks. Is that an okay word? I can feel I'm shaking, which is exactly what I want for this exercise. Shake, shake. Are we allowed to play Taylor Swift, Saban? Shake it up. I don't think so. Is the KRI approved? All right, we're not going to be here. Anybody getting any shake? Yeah, for your students that have anxiety, and encourage them to allow the shaking. It's very healthy. Animals do it. All right, on up. There's anybody see that video of the polar bear that gets tranquilized? As it starts to come through it, the whole thing, it's shaking. It's aware of what's happening, but it's so traumatized from getting immunized or getting just the dart. It just shakes itself back into harmony.
It shakes it off.
It shakes it off. All right. All right. So first asana in the Kriya is leg nerve stretch. So left leg comes out, sole of the right foot on the inner left thigh. And if you can reach forward and grab the big toe with the left hand and get the thumb into the big toenail, it stimulates a meridian there. And reach over with the right to meet it. Now pay attention to your right hand. The more you can get it over, the more it opens up the hip flexor. And we're gonna do breath of fire for 2 minutes here. Straight spine. That chin drops too much, it breaks off the flow. So you might keep that chin up a little bit. You guys are doing great. Less than 47 seconds. Inhale, squeeze, pull. And release, shake it out. Switch. And begin. 2 minutes. Less than 36 seconds. Doing good. Keep it up. You got room to pick it up. Now's a good time. Inhale, squeeze, pull, 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 pull. Squeeze everything. Exhale. All right. So we're gonna now kick our own butt. So looks like this. The breathing, it's not quite breath of fire, but you'll find it with. There's a meridian right here. You really want to make a conscious connection because it's an excellent aid in digestion. Really make a strong contact.
Is your head up or down?
It's down, sorry. The drishti and this whole kriya is not specified, so your choice. Strong contact. Less than a minute. Seven seconds. And release. Recover. Next asana is leg pistoning. It's different than leg bicycling. So lift the feet up 18 inches. The head will be down, but so inhale, left knee in. Not this. That's bicycle. Just like a piston. I think. This is where you get a breath of fire. It's not breath of fire specified, but I tend to end up there, sort of. 2 minutes. You want to keep that back flat. Don't let the lower spine round. Smash it right into the spine. It's a stronger foundation. You won't hurt your back. Flatten it out. Less than a minute. Doing good. It's a tough one. Build that navel. Navel, that's where we get all our courage and strength. Navel strong, nobody can screw with you. 26 seconds, almost there. You can do anything for 23 seconds. You can do anything for 18 seconds. And release. Recover. Great, next asana, just the top of a push-up. Front platform in the manual. So it's 2 minutes, top of a push-up. Breath of fire. Straight spine. Don't tuck the chin, keep it flat, keep your neck flat, the rest of your back. Rest.
You
1 minute. You got it. You can do it. If you like, you need a break, just keep going. You can do it. Thirty seconds. Ten seconds. You got it. You got it. Finish strong. And release. Pick your favorite side.
Such a song. Say such a you never
'Which size you want to?
such a bad.
And when you're ready, we can flip over. Or back for stretch pose. We're gonna do a little different. So, yeah, in this stretch pose, we're gonna, heels come up 6 inches. We're gonna be looking at the toes. So we're just gonna do 3 rounds of the specific breath cycle. So you want to inhale, hold as long as you can, then exhale, hold it out as long as you can, and do the cycle again. Yeah, I'll show you real quick. Come up, inhale, hold, but you're pulling Mula Bandha on the inhale and the exhale. Exhale, hold it out as long as you can. Repeat this, do it 3 times. Inhale, hold, as long as you can. Exhale, hold. Done, you're done. I'm gonna come up to a easy pose. I'll show you how I measure on 60 degrees in this posture. So in the manual, it says to bring your arms to a V at 60 degrees. But if I'm looking at that, it looks like 45 to me. So if I just take my right arm, say that's 90, that's 0, that's 45, that's 60. Makes sense? Do that again. So if that's 90, 0, 45 degrees, 60. So I'm making like a scoop for the universe. We're just going to gentle breathing a couple of breaths here. Straight, really straight spine, slight lock of the chin lock. And there's a tension in the hands. Make fists, and you have cables attached to each of your arms, and each cable is attached to a 1,000-pound weight. So you want to pull that weight in. And then when you reach your chest, just let it out. Let that the energy we're letting out. You want to pull anything that's negative. We're pulling into the chest. We're going to release it. The big. Last one. Pull, 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 pull. If you want a bonus one, do the bonus one. Good work. Yeah, a yawn is a good thing. Okay, so we're gonna close the eyes. There's no drishti specified. 60 degrees. We're gonna hold here for a minute. Just gentle breathing. So we have our arms open to the universe. Just imagine bringing in all that positive energy from the universe. We're gonna center it right towards our Anahata chakra. Bring it all in.
Steady. Steady.
Now bring the hands about 4 inches apart from each other, solar plexus. We're going to meditate on the space in between the hands for 2 minutes.
Steady.
You want to have a tension in the hands, like they're holding them up, fingertips towards the ceiling. Notice the quality of the air in between the hands. Is it different than the air outside of the hands? You feel an energy between the hands in that space, like they're magnetized. For fun, if you want to just pull them apart just like 2 millimeters. Feel that force in your hands. Magnetic. Remain in the posture. Push the hands together at prayer pose. And from here, you want to bend forward. See if you can touch your forehead to the ground. The key for me is I got to pull my hands really far back in. So let that drop. Forehead drop.
Changiya, Kriya, Mudmiya, Jin, Jindi,
Ready, come on, keep the eyes closed, come up to seated posture, easy pose. Hands and Gyan Mudra on the knees and just meditate on the change that has taken place in your body, your nervous system, your mental psyche. Where were you when we started? Are we now?
Steady. Steady.
Ready, we're gonna get to Shavasana for dawn meditation. Such do that, such heavy, such. No, such. Bring awareness back into the body. Wiggle the toes, fingers. Maybe a full body stretch. Side to side cat stretch might be nice. No hurry. We have plenty of time. Take what you need to get back in your body. Everybody back? Looks like everyone's ready for it. Lunch is just around the corner. All right. So our final meditation is, cut off my sheet here. It's Kundalini Yoga meditation for the lower triangle. So lower triangle, hip points to sex organ, and that's tends to be where people store a lot of, tension, energy. People that have PTSD typically have a lot of psoas problems, and this meditation, you want to have the shake, because the shake is how we get the release of the energy. Transforming lower to higher triangle, transforming lower to higher triangle for power and strength. This is a practice that moves energy through the body. So, all right, what it looks like. So the right hand, the thumb's gonna touch the mound under the pinky. So that's gonna face the wall. So I'm facing the wall. So that's gonna be straight up. You don't want, it says hugging the ear, but you wanna do that, you wanna keep your head straight. So bring the arm up, don't bring your head over. The left hand, thumb to pinky, and we're gonna do this for 7 minutes. We're just gonna breathe. Just find your breath. Straight spine, slight chin lock.
Don't try to fit in, you fit perfectly in you. Don't try to fit in, you fit perfectly in you. Don't try to fit in, you fit perfectly in you, in you, in you, in you, in you.
So we're gonna set timer 7 minutes.
7 minutes starting now.
way. Keep it up. You're doing good. It's a tough one. Worth it though. You have to put the work in to get the result. We've come this far. Let's do it. Seconds. Inhale, squeeze everything. The whole body. Just squeeze it all out. All that tension out. Exhale. Just sit and meditate for a second. Your hands into prayer. So we're going to do the long time sun in Spanish. We're just going to listen to it. exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale for one long sat nam. Sat nam. Thank you. Blessings.
Thanks so much.
Thank you, Dave.
Yeah, thank you.
We have a question from online. They want to know the book title from the emotional patterns that you
Oh,
shared in the beginning. Maybe you can share it to the website.
yeah. I'll get it.
Thank you.
It's Dr. Burns. I'll get it.